Hey brother, in these next 15 minutes or so, I'm gonna walk you through the exact 4-phase initiation that's helped thousands of men learn to love and lead better both in their relationship and in life. Now I get it. You've probably seen the workshops, the men's groups online, and the fluffy spiritual lingo that's out there, and you're thinking, great, another dude with a program. But I'm telling you right now, most of what you've been sold about what it means to be a man in his healthy masculine energy in a relationship is complete bullshit. It's performative, it's surface level, and it's leaving most men emotionally confused and disconnected. Everything that I'm about to share with you is grounded in real results, both from the 10-year relationship I've been in with my partner Amanda, who we travel the world together, who manages my social media pages that reach over 15 million people each month, and also through the 2,000 plus clients I've coached directly and the dozens of retreats I've facilitated and attended. My philosophy and approach is backed by nervous system science, emotional repatterning, and relationship psychology, not fluff. And in this day and age where every man claims to be a coach, I get it, we're all allergic to the fluff at this point, so I'm gonna cut through the bullshit. After coaching elite performers via entrepreneurs, athletes, celebrities, CEOs, I started to notice through the hours upon hours of coaching I was doing, there were some common patterns that I was seeing. And that was that they were crushing it in their career, profession, or business, but behind the scenes, their relationship was slowly dying. And not because they didn't care, they were just never shown how to lead emotionally. And that's exactly why I made this. I kept watching successful men, guys who have built empires, sabotage the one thing that gave their life meaning: real connection. It's not that they're broken or you're broken, it's just that you never had a roadmap. And this video is that roadmap. I'm gonna show you exactly what the 4-phase initiation is, why it works, and how it might be the one thing you've been missing this entire time. If you're a man who wants more peace at home, better sex, less arguments with your missus, and deeper connection with the people that you really care about without emotionally second-guessing yourself, then watch this video until the end. All right, let's get stuck into it. So the first part of this 4-phase initiation is what I call leading with direction, having clarity, having a roadmap for what it means to be operating from a healthy masculine energy in your life. And what I help guys do when I coach them or they come through the men's group or at the retreat, we start to take stock. We look at all the areas of your life where you've been out of alignment. You're not in congruence with who it is that you're meant to be. You know, there's this old self you, and you know, in esoteric and quantum manifestation principles and philosophies, we call this old you an entity. There's an entity that's kind of holding you back. There's an energetic core that's kind of keeping you tethered to the familiar, to the past. And we have to learn to let go of this old you. And the way we let go of it is we have to understand it. We have to get intimate with these parts of you that you have resistance to. They are habits, they are thought loops, and they're emotional patterns that are playing out beneath the surface. And what they've done is they've got you to this level of success right now. But for you to break through to the next level, be it in your business or in your relationship, and to achieve things with less effort and more flow, we're gonna need to let go of this old you. So the first thing is I want you to take stock of that, I call it the old self, because once we can see it, we can then intervene. We can interrupt these patterns when they show up, okay? So this is what I start to call the masculine compass. We're building a bit of a compass. What do we now need to prioritize in your life so that we can step into this new version of you? There's a shift in identity, right? There's a shift in energy. Remember, you don't get what you want, you get who you're being. So if you're seeing things in your relationship right now that are pissing you off, you're not happy with how things are playing out, it's because of you. You get to take responsibility for that. Now, yes, there are areas where the woman gets to show up, your missus probably has some things she gets to work on too, but for right now, I want you to take full ownership of all of this because you get your power back when you do that. So then we look at the new self, which is how do you want to show up? Like, what is the version of you that's showing up, say 1 year from today, his relationship is thriving, you're having regular sex, your partner's pouring back into you, maybe your kids are just like happy and feeling inspired by being around their dad, you're having amazing experiences and dates with your partner. How would that version of you be feeling on a day-to-day basis? How does he think on a day-to-day basis? What does he do? Get clarity on that, because now we can start to identify this old self and this new self. And I want you to give that a name. I gave my old self Distracted Jordan. This is the version of me that would overreact when Amanda would ask me to help her out around the house. And I always think that I didn't have enough time and I have better things to do. And I had all these emotions like frustration and irritability and tension. I was like, right, got it. There's this old me and there's this specific pattern that keeps showing up. But the new me, the $50 million Jordan, the version of me that's making $50 million a year in his business, how does he show up in his relationship? Well, he's calm, he's relaxed. He has these thoughts about, hey, she deserves for me to show up for her, and I have plenty of time, and I have so much abundance and love to give to her. And I had these habits where I'd go out of my way to plan things for her. So once I had clarity on that, now we have a roadmap. Now we have new decisions that we get to make every single day, and we don't need to wait for the future for this to happen. We make it happen now. So this is the masculine compass. We clarify your vision, clarify your values, and clarify your purpose. And I want you to start reflecting on that, because that's the first phase. It gives you structure, it gives you direction, and your woman can feel that. And then most importantly, we then enroll her into that vision. Once you're having relationship check-ins with your partner at least once a month, ideally every couple of weeks, where you're enrolling them into what you're creating for each other, what you're creating for her, the vision you're working towards, who you're looking to become. And then most importantly, get on the same team through these intimate check-ins where you find out what support does she need, what support do you need. So it blows me away how many guys miss this, but I want you to start prioritizing that. Now, the next step in this process, the second phase of the initiation, is what I call creating safety and connection. Now, this isn't safety and connection with your partner, that will come. It's firstly creating safety and connection with yourself. This is the inner cleanup, the inner house cleaning, the emotional weight that you get to let go of. Most men are never taught this. I was never taught this. I grew up in Western Australia. I was a semi-professional soccer player for a period of time, and I was working as a tax accountant. And I was so emotionally fucking blocked that I just didn't know how to express my truth. I didn't know how to communicate what I was feeling. And what that did was it unconsciously kept people at a distance. And I had this shame and anxiety bottled up inside of me. And I had this belief that I was never doing enough in my life, which kept me in a perpetual state of fear without even realizing. So when I stepped into this work of emotional embodiment and somatic practices and nervous system regulation, and I let go of this shame and all this anxiety and all the buildup of emotions, my heart started to open up again. I could finally start to receive life. And what that did for me was it enabled me to be able to give on a whole new level, not just to my clients and my business, but to my partner, Amanda. And my relationship went to the next level from that place. So this phase for you, my friend, is about looking at where do you store tension in your body? Where do you hold on to energetic residue from the past? We have to develop somatic awareness around that. Usually for so many of us, it's around the chest because the heart closes up and the solar plexus holds onto all of this tension because of the shame that's buried down there. Now, this initiation inside of the men's groups that I run, I support men in being able to process that shame by being seen in it. Another layer to get there is the anger. Now, so many of us men have disowned or disconnected relationship with our rage and our anger. At least for me, I would suppress this part of me and pretend like, oh, I'm not an angry person, like I don't get angry. But in reality, I was actually bypassing an essential part of what it meant to be a grounded, stable man. So I want you to think about that. When was the last time you actually went into your anger? You gave yourself permission to feel it, not just meditate through it and bypass it through a spiritual practice or overworking in your business or training at the gym just to distract from the tension that was building up. When do you sit with it and actually get angry? Allow yourself to feel in that primal power, because until you do that, you're not gonna feel actually safe in your nervous system. There'll be lingering fear that's back there that your partner will pick up on. You're not gonna be able to hold a safe space for her emotions when you're emotionally dysregulated because of the anger and the shame and the grief that's back there. So what I guide my men through in the men's groups and the retreats is a system to be able to do that, is learning how to calm the nervous system down when necessary, learning how to rev the nervous system up to release anger, but then most importantly, soften and relax and open to a new level of receiving. This is 80% of this process, my friend. It's not easy. No one gives us the manual. It's dark, it's heavy, it's uncomfortable, but it's absolutely necessary if you want to step into a new level of emotional capacity for the people that you love so that you can give from the overflow in your life. So I want you to take stock on that. Where does tension show up in your body? What are some of the lingering fears that are back there? And when was the last time you gave yourself permission to be seen and some of the deepest, darkest secrets that you haven't told anyone? Because that's where all the growth is. Now, it's important to understand that a lot of the pain from our past, the emotional residue, is stored in the fascia, it's stored in the connective tissues. The trauma and the long-term memory, it's not in the brain. It's in these connective tissue, which is called the fascia, which is mainly water, and water stores memory. So this is where in phase 3 of this initiation, I need you to slow down and think less and feel more. This is where we bring in what I call embodiment practices, ways in which you can start to integrate some of the concepts that you're learning via this kind of video or being in a men's group or a program like mine. We need to bring it into the body through somatic release work and embodiment practices that open up the fascia so this stuck energy can start to move, so that you can actually feel more grounded and stable in your body, so that you're responding from presence. You're not reacting from fear. Okay, really important, because I'm sure that's happened before. Your partner's asked something, they've complained about something, and you felt like you're being attacked, so you immediately went into defensive mode. The way we stop that is you need to get calmer. You need to have a practice or a ritual every single day that helps you tap into what is your felt sense. The practice and rituals that I usually recommend are Qigong. Qigong is a moving energy work practice, similar to Tai Chi, sort of like yoga, but a lot slower. But it's available anywhere. You can do Qigong anywhere, anytime. Fascia release work is another great practice to get into, specific postures. I'm not going to demonstrate them today, but it's exactly what I give the guys access to inside of the program, because this is essential. You need to learn how to open up the body, to circulate energy and to accumulate energy. If you're going to be able to hold a really soft, gentle, loving presence and not always be in your head, fixing and analyzing things for the people that you love. Because remember, once you clear these emotions, it will be your energy that will create the transformation. It will be your energy that other people feel and respond to, especially your missus. She's gonna feel safe in your energy, and she's just gonna open to you. She's gonna wanna confide in you. She's gonna trust you. And that magnetic polarity is gonna come from that. The attraction will go to a whole new level because you will embody this new frequency. All right, brother, we're at phase 4 of this initiatory pathway for you stepping into this new level of emotional leadership. And it's all about communicating with clarity. Clear communication can only unfold once you've done these first 3 phases that I just shared with you, because it's more about your energy above anything else. It's less about what you say, it's more about how you say it. And with that said, there's still specific ways that you want to lead certain conversations to support your underlying goal of deeper connection. Now, these words, these frameworks, a lot of this is quite simple to use, but it's quite hard to implement. Simple, but not easy. And these communication frameworks are all about helping you articulate what do you need back there. Because remember, anytime there's an emotional breakdown, it's usually because of some unmet emotional need. And remember that for your partner too. Like, I want you to think the next time she's upset about something or blaming you for not taking the trash out or blaming you for never picking the kids up on time or whatever it is, hear the pain and not the blame. And that is such an important thing to remember, because underneath her projections and blame is the unmet emotional need. If you can get really good at seeing through her words and helping her get into her body and giving her space to express what she's feeling and connecting her with her emotional need, wow, she's gonna see you in a whole new light. But the only way you can do that is if you do it for yourself first, which is the next time you're upset, the next time you're shutting down, the next time you're getting angry, what is the emotional need back there for you? And then you develop the ability, using these frameworks such as nonviolent communication, to be like, hey, sweetheart, I noticed yesterday when you came home and you came home late, it actually upset me. I was actually really disappointed and frustrated, because what I'm needing from you is a bit more communication, a bit more cooperation, because I had a really important appointment to get to. Can I make a request that next time you just message me 15 minutes in advance if you're gonna be late, so I know what to do? Communicating like that gives your partner the ability to feel seen and understood, and also helps you display your level of internal clarity. And women are attracted to that. And in business, you're gonna feel like such a better leader when you can articulate a truth like that. Remember, your truth is what you feel. So I need you getting in contact with what you feel, which we would have done already for the first 4 phases, and then express that truth by using the right language, identifying the right words. There's a great app called How We Feel that I recommend all my clients download and use, because it gives you the ability to do a daily check-in. What am I feeling right now? What's coming up in my body right now? What is the word that matches that? The better you can get at matching your words with what you feel, the more authentic you will be, the more magnetic you will come. There you have it, my brother. There are the 4 phases that are gonna create absolute transformation in your life. And if you go away and reflect on that and contemplate on that, you're gonna get an immense amount of clarity from just receiving this information. But it's hard to implement, I get it. And it took me a long time to implement this, along with a lot of support from other coaches and mentors in my life. It's exactly why I run men's groups and I run retreats, and I support men in these specific containers to be able to have the accountability and the guidance to show up with these 4 phases, or to implement these 4 phases in their life. Now, if you're interested in something like that, you can click the link below and apply, and you and I can get on a call and map out to see if this is gonna be a good fit for you. Essentially what it entails is a 3-month journey where we have a weekly call together. I bring in highly driven men who are on this path, on a similar frequency, so that the group is really supporting each other's growth. I bring in other amazing guest coaches to help you with learning new things and embodying new things. And then you get access to an advanced learning curriculum where a lot of these concepts are distilled down into short videos and actionable practices that you can implement right away. Again, if this resonates with you, click the link below and apply. This is how you take it to the next level, because you get around proximity to other men who are doing this work, and your standards go up, and there's no more avoiding, because you've got a weekly commitment to show up for yourself and for the other guys on these calls. So I hope to see you on the inside, and I hope you got some value from the video today. Big love, brother, and well done on showing up and doing this work. Peace.